Welcome back, guys. We last left off as we were checking our body Lester, and I want to really quickly check something. Yes, so I tinkered with the shadows a bit because I felt that the shadows were a little bit strong and we couldn't really see what was on the ground. Now, let's talk to Lester, shall we?
Is that you? Really? Man, am I glad to see you.
Now, if you've never played the game, if the game assumes that you might have never played Gothic 1, so you could say, do I know you? And Lester is going to give you some backstory, but we have played Gothic 1. He's one of our best friends.
Lester, how did you get here?
That was a crazy escape. After the barrier exploded, I wandered around the area for a while in total confusion. Then I spent days fighting my way through these woods until I finally found this valley here. Diego, Milton, and Gorn are still in the Valley of Mines. At least, I think so.
What happened?
After the Sleeper was defeated, the entire Brotherhood lost their minds. Without their master, they were all just empty husks.
And you? What about you?
It was the same for me. I had nightmares and even hallucinations. But once my head was more or less clear again, I ran for it. Once, I thought I saw a huge black shadow pounce on a group of fugitives and burn them all up in a giant cloud of fire. At that moment, I really thought a dragon had come to kill me.
Did you see anything else?
No, I took to my heels and ran.
I'm on my way to Corinus. What do you know about the town?
Corinus? Well, it's a seaport. Nothing special. Why do you ask?
I must go and see the paladins who are said to be in town.
Really? They won't even let you into the town. And certainly not to where the paladins are.
Do you have any suggestions how I could get into town?
I certainly do. I worked for an old alchemist named Constantino some time ago. He has great influence in the city, and he's instructed the guards at the gate to let anyone through who can sell him rare herbs. So it's quite easy, really. You collect a large bunch of the plants that grow here all over the place, and then you pretend you're working for Constantino, and in you go. But don't collect a mix of this and that. The guards aren't all that bright, and they know nothing about alchemy. The bundle needs to look good to them if you want to get through. I think that 10 specimens of the same kind of plant should do the trick.
Thanks for the hint.
How long have you been hiding out in this valley?
I don't know exactly. A week, maybe? But there's one more thing. When I came here in the evening, I took a look up on the mountain, and there were only a few trees there. And when I looked the next morning, that tower was there. I could have sworn it wasn't there before. Since then, I haven't left the valley.
You mean Zardas's tower? I knew he was powerful, but creating a tower just like that...
Zardas the necromancer? He lives in that tower? I don't know if I like that.
Don't worry, he's the one who rescued me from the Sleeper's temple. He's on our side. You need to tell Zardas about the shadow. It could be important.
You don't think it was my imagination? You mean there really was a...
Dragon, yes.
You're getting into the thick of it again, am I right?
I shouldn't say in the thick of it, not yet.
Well, good. If it's so important, then I'll go see him. But not now. For the moment, I'm going to rest. I'm still exhausted after the escape from the penal colony. I think you've got big plans. I'll see you later at Zardas's.
What do you know about the area?
If you keep going down that way, you'll come to a farm. The city starts a little way beyond that, but be careful. There's not just wolves and rats hanging around here. There's goblins and bandits too.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna make our way back up the path. And the plan is go to the city of Corinus, and I'm gonna show you a secret when we get there. Old school Gothic veterans know the secret. There's an alternate route into the city, a route that is rich in experience, so to speak. Now we're gonna keep making our way down the path. And I love how they made Gothic 2. It's like a natural continuation to Gothic 1, but I really want to point out something. So Lester got here a week after the barrier exploded, and he said there was no tower at that point, which means that Xardas was pretty much dancing and playing. I don't know what he was, relaxing, smoking swamp weed, who knows, but basically he was not rescuing us. That's the most important part. He was not rescuing us, and then his priority was to create the tower, not to save our asses. Thanks, Xardas. Now, I'm not gonna kill this sheep, it just gives you 10 experience. Now, there's a wolf down there, and we kinda need to heal up first, so we're just gonna eat the big mushrooms. The large mushrooms you can eat, they don't give any bonuses outside of just hit points. So quickly, okay, that was a critical hit. So, something I want to point out real quick, so if you look on the right, you can see that all our weapon skills are 10%. That refers to the critical hit chance, by the way, so we have some healing herbs here as well. Just gonna quickly pick them up. And down the path, we're gonna see an old friend who looks a lot like Cavalorn. That's because he is Cavalorn. And we level up.
Around.
And let's just save the game. Cav! And loot up the stuff. Okay, some goblins don't have anything on them, so no worries if you don't find anything to loot. So that's 1, 2, few goblins here. Okie dokie. And before we're gonna talk to him, I just want to quickly check the area. So while in a very important detail about the technology in Gothic, we have cannons and cannonballs, and this little plot point is never brought up ever again in the history of Gothic. Which, you know, that actually adds more problems to the story and lore than it explains. So if you have cannons, right, and gunpowder, if you have cannons, you automatically have to have gunpowder. We picked up a satchel. This satchel has some gold in it, by the way. If you have cannons, you have gunpowder, which means that your technology is already, let's say, at a post-Renaissance level, more or less. Okay, because these cannons seem to be well built. Why in the holy hells do you need magic ore to make swords when you have freaking cannons? Cannons! Just make thousands and thousands of cannons and blast the orcs into oblivion, for fuck's sake. Come on.
Nothing to be had
I really
there.
don't want to swear, but it's just so annoying that, like, you can't just add technology randomly, haphazardly. There has to be some logic behind it. Okay, let's just talk to Cavalorn.
Trouble? Damn. I don't know where they're all hiding. You kill one, and shortly afterwards they're all back again. Wait a moment. I know you. You're the fellow who was constantly baking arrows for me in the Valley of Mines.
Yep, that's us. Although, to be fair, we actually kicked your ass for those arrows.
Your name is Cavalorn, right?
Ah, I see you haven't forgotten me after all we went through in the cursed colony. Where are you heading?
You should say back to the Valley of Mines, because...
Back to the Valley of Mines.
Really? I wish I could follow you, but I have to finish my duties here first. When you're in the Valley of Mines, could you please look around and see if my old hut is still standing? I'd like to return there one day.
There's a quest he gives you if you select this dialogue option.
Interesting armor you're wearing. Don't you belong to the Shadows anymore?
Shadows? They haven't existed since the fall of the barrier. The moment we could finally leave the Valley of Mines, there was no reason for me to stick with them. Now I work for the water mages. I belong to the Ring of Water.
What are you doing here?
I'm sitting tight. If it hadn't been for these damn bandits, I wouldn't be here.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
I'm not really allowed to talk about it. All I can do is send you to Vatras. He is the representative of the water mages in Corinus. The best thing would be to talk to him. Tell him you've come from me. Maybe he'll take you on as one of us. We urgently need more good people.
Weren't you and your people enemies of the water mages back then?
Those crazy old days are over. There isn't any more new camp or old camp. Now that the penal colony no longer exists, everyone is on his own. Most of us former prisoners are still being hunted. The water mages were able to get my sentence commuted, and now I can move about freely.
What are the water mages doing now?
They're up to something big. It has to do with an unknown region of the island.
An unknown region? Where is it supposed to be?
I can't tell you more. Talk to Vatras in Korinis.
What was that about bandits?
Have you slept through the last few weeks?
Huh?
I'm talking about all the riffraff from the penal colony that are making themselves at home here in the area, plundering and murdering for all they're worth. I guess I'm lucky they didn't kill me. I let down my guard for one moment, and they clubbed me from behind. No idea how I'll get all my stuff back now.
We could help you.
You were robbed by the bandits?
Yes, they beat me down and tossed me to the goblins for lunch. It was damned important stuff. A letter and all my money. I absolutely have to get it back. But without someone to watch my back, I'm not going back there. That cowardly rabble.
Can I help you with the bandits?
Maybe. But as scrawny as you look, you surely haven't held a proper sword in your hand for weeks. Well, I don't have any choice but to take your offer. My time is running out. So, pay attention. Down this path here, you'll find one of those filthy holes in the ground that bandits like to hide in. The fellows there are the same ones who stole my stuff. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll nab the rabble.
Yeah, but I need some weapons.
I need better equipment.
Those swine haven't left me much. I can give you a wolf knife. Will that do for now?
You call that a knife? But what about healing?
I still have 2 healing potions here. Interested?
Sure, give them here.
So you call that a knife? That's a nice movie reference, by the way. So anything in this chest? Okay. A dagger and some healing potions. Always happy to take those. Now, the wolf knife he just gave us is a slight upgrade. Does way more damage than the heavy branch, but the downside is it's very small. It has a shorter range than a heavy branch. Now, this bandit over here, he is pretty interesting. Now, what you need to do, and I'm gonna mark this as a secret. Let's just open this satchel. So, what you want to do, drop your gold right here. Save the game. Bandito. Okay. And he's gonna stop us in our tracks.
Hey, where do you come from?
Don't say from Zardos, say from the mountains.
I've come from the mountains.
Exactly, you come from the mountains, and that is bad for you. Very bad. They're looking for you, a whole bunch of evil guys. There's someone here you absolutely have to talk to. Follow me.
Oh, that doesn't sound suspicious at all.
Who's looking for me?
Half of Korinis is after you, and you're trying to tell me that you don't know anything about it? Ah, I see. You just don't want to talk to me about it, All right, it's your business. So, are you coming or not?
No. Who should I talk to?
Who should I talk to?
To my leader. His name is Brago. He can explain everything to you better than I can. So, what about it? Are we going?
How do I know this isn't a trap?
You know, I'm getting tired of you. If you don't want my help, then just go to the city and let them put you behind bars. You come with me now or forget about it, see?
So, here you have to remind yourself that back in Gothic 1, we had a similar situation with Grimm, who wanted to get an amulet with him, but that was an ambush.
Easy, my friend. Someone else already tried to trick me.
Oh?
This guy suggested that we should get an amulet together and share the profit. Once we reached our goal, he and his friends attacked me.
It sounds as though they got you involved with the wrong people. Where was that?
Now you can be honest with him and say I was a convict in the mining colony.
I was a convict in the mining colony.
You come from behind the barrier? Man, then we were there together.
I don't know you.
I was a digger in the old camp. I didn't have much to do with the whole thing. But what is more important now is you are in big trouble. Someone has put a pretty price on your head, and he's handed out a few posters with your mug on them. If I were you, then I would be very, very careful. There are people with us who would kill their own mother for gold. But I think we boys from the penal colony ought to stick together.
Then I guess I better thank you now.
Oh, it's nothing. Just make sure you stay alive.
Okay, who's the fellow who pays the bounty?
Who's the fella who pays the bounty?
That I don't know. There's only one of us who knows him.
And who would that be?
Hey man, I can't really tell you that. You know how it goes.
And now you can say 10 gold pieces.
10 gold pieces for the name of the guy who raised the bounty.
Oh man, I really can't do that.
Spit it out already.
Oh man, all right. His name is Dexter. Near the big farm, there's a steep rock. There's a watchtower up there, and a few mines. He has his hideout somewhere nearby.
I just realized I haven't got 10 gold pieces left.
What? Oh, forget it. It's my own fault. I shouldn't have told you the name before I saw the gold. And just don't tell him who told you.
That's basically the secret. If you don't have any money on you, you can actually fool him. Okay, can I have the picture?
Can I have the picture?
Sure. After all, it's your mug on there.
I love that the devs coded stuff like that.
Is there anything else that might interest me?
You mean about the area here? If you want to stay alive, stay on the paths. The farther you go into the wilderness, the more dangerous it is.
Okay. Now,
I wouldn't go into the cave up here if I were you. My buddies in there will tan your hide, and they know something about fighting.
Yeah. Thank you. So, I really love the fact that they coded in the option that if you don't have money, you can just basically pull the wool over this guy's eyes. Really beautiful detail. Thank you for the mushroom. And I can see a couple of plants over here as well. And the wolf. Come on, Wolfie. I have a wolf knight. So, okay, so I want to talk. Okay, we can already see that. Okay, so one way to handle combat in Gothic
Nothing to add there.
because it's different than Gothic 1. When you have certain weapons, just try to close the distance as fast as you can. That's probably the best way to handle most situations. Now we're not gonna heal just yet. There are more healing plants up here. Okay. Just 2 healing plants? I was under the impression there were more. Okie dokie. So one thing I want to dissect from the intro movie. So the sleeper was clearly holding the barrier up. He was incredibly powerful enough to influence the creation and the stability of the barrier, and we banished him. And the social implication is that, when you put all of the prisoners of an entire kingdom on an island next to a city and they all break free at once, yeah, can you imagine could you imagine all the prisoners in your country on one small island, and if there was a city next to it, what would happen? Yep. Yeah, okay, so we have a farm over here. Interesting. Let's talk to this guy, to this farmer.
Hey, stranger. I saw how you came out of the mountains. You can be glad you didn't come by here 3 weeks ago. We would have taken you for an escaped convict. And we made short work of those. You look completely done in. What do you want here?
I was attacked by bandits in the mountains.
I was attacked by bandits in the mountains.
Those filthy rabble. They were probably the same bastards who took one of our sheep last night. You had terrific luck. Most people don't get away alive.
Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is that we're gonna go quickly save the game because a wolf is gonna spawn right up here. The sheep are naturally gonna react to that.
Well done!
And
one dirty beast less!
the reason I did that is because I wanted the experience from killing the wolf. Now we're gonna go and talk
Wait a minute.
Malef over here.
I know the hideout of the bandits.
Do you want to attack them? Count me out. It's much too dangerous. Besides, I have to watch over my sheep. But if you think you can get the riffraff off our backs, the whole farm would be very grateful to you.
I'm on my way to town.
The way you look, you'll have to bribe the guards to get in. And you have to know what they want to hear.
And that would be?
Well, for example, that you're from Lobart's farm and want to go to the smith in the city. But that won't do you any good. You don't look like a farmer.
I see. I need better equipment.
I can imagine. But I tell you right now, we don't have anything to give away. If you can pay for what you want, Lobart will sell you something. Otherwise, go to him and ask him if he has work for you.
Where can I find Lobart?
Well, on the farm, of course. The farm belongs to him. And don't try messing with him. He's thrashed a lot of tramps and thrown them off his farm.
Okay, so now we're gonna go back to Cavalorn. Okie dokie. And what we're gonna do, there was a very specific reason why I wanted to talk to Maleth. So now because we talked to Maleth and to Cavalorn, we're gonna have two new dialogue options with the bandit. If you tell the bandit that the farmers know the location of the hideout, this bandit over here is gonna go to where Cavalorn is, and Cavalorn is gonna kill him. If you try to fight this bandit right now, you probably will fail because you're just way too weak at this point. If you tell him that there's a lot of trouble that's gonna come his way, he's gonna go that way, far away from Cavalorn. So we're gonna explore both dialogue options. Okay. There's bound to be a lot of trouble, you can say
There's
that.
bound to be a lot of trouble here before long.
What's up?
A guy named Cavalorn is coming to get you.
Rats, he's still alive. I'm out of here.
Wait a minute.
Okay, and talk to him again and say one of the farmers outside of town sent me.
One of the farmers outside of town sent me.
What? The farmers know the hideout?
They have noticed the missing sheep. He wants to see you all dead.
Wait, you're not gonna do me in, are you? After I helped you? Go on in and bump off the others if you're that eager to see blood. I'm staying out of it.
And now we're gonna quickly run to Cavalorn and say, let's mix it up with those guys. And Cavalorn is basically gonna kill all of them for us, and we're also gonna get the experience. So, a little bit
Hey,
of
you!
metagaming right there, but that's the most.
Let's mix it up with those guys.
Sure thing. Just keep my back clear, okay? Now they're in for a nasty surprise.
You're in for it now.
This is basically the most efficient
You deserve
option.
that, lowlife.
This guy was level 3.
You poor sucker. You don't
Nothing
even
we
have
have
any
there.
gold on you.
And try to loot the bandits as soon as possible, as soon as they're dead. Otherwise, Cavalorn is gonna loot their bodies before you do. And you want to get as much stuff as possible in the beginning, obviously, because this is a Gothic game and this is how we roll. Now we have to quick save over here and let Cavalorn do the heavy lifting for us.
Shouldn't have come here.
So as soon as one of them is dead, Cavalorn is invincible, by the way, so you shouldn't worry about yourself. Okay. Okay.
You deserve that, lowlife.
And perfectly, we looted them before he did.
You poor sucker.
Flawless.
You don't even have any gold on you.
Okay, and now Cavalorn is gonna talk to us.
So, that's done. Ha! They shouldn't have messed with me. Then I can finally fulfill my mission. I've lost too much time already.
What sort of mission?
Ah, yeah. First I have to get into the city, and then later. I don't know how I'm going to get all that done in time.
What about me?
Why not? You could take the letter into the city. Then I'll have a bit more time to take care of my equipment. One of the bandits must have the letter in his pocket. Take it to Vatras, the water mage in the city. You'll find him in the Temple of Adenos.
That's a
He
misspelling.
preaches there all day. Tell him that I wasn't able to get it done. And if he asks where I am, just tell him I'm already on my way to the meeting point. Okay? Oh yeah, one more thing. First buy some decent clothes from the farmers. Otherwise, you may be taken for a bandit. Here's a couple of coins.
Oh, thank you, man.
Can you teach me something?
Sure. You know that. Man, they really took a lot out of you. You can't remember anything at all, can you?
Okay.
I want to learn your abilities.
Sure. What do you want to know?
Nothing right now. He can teach one-handed bow and sneaking. I don't want to learn any of that. We're just gonna quickly loot this little hideout, and it does look like a bandit hideout. They have clearly been pillaging the people, so more arrows and gold is always a nice thing. We're gonna need about 1,000 gold in the beginning. I'm gonna show you why. And yeah, can you imagine how many prisoners there are on this island right now? And it's also interesting that some of them just abandoned their former groups, like Cavalorn. Others have formed individual bandit hunting parties, so to say, raider parties, I guess, raiding parties. Okay, these mushrooms are extremely valuable. And it's already getting nighttime, so we should... Okay, let's load up this healing plant real quick. Now, one thing we can do, and by the way, this is a visual bug right here. It's always a bit bright in this spot. Have no idea why. Can't really fix it. Okay, let's pop a torch, I guess. Or, yeah, let's pop a torch. Okay, and we're just gonna keep going on towards the city. Now, this is a sealed message, and you don't want to read that sealed message because Vatras, when you're gonna deliver Cavalorn's letter to him, he's gonna notice, and you're gonna get fewer experience. I am gonna read it to you, gonna save the game so you can see what's in it. Now, the bandit also had a wanted note, and it actually looks like us. So we're a wanted guy. The bandits, who seem to be led by Dexter, want to see us dead. Stop all men who come from the mountains. If somebody comes along the path, it would probably be an old man. Don't let him fool you. He's a dangerous sorcerer. Keep an eye on him. It's possible the guy we're looking for will contact him. With this letter, I'm sending you 30 pieces of gold. I will give another 30 to anybody who kills the man. Bring his head to the old mine near the landowner, sign D. For Dexter. So apparently our head is only worth 30 pieces of gold. That's cheap, man. That's really cheap. Now let's talk to Malef over here.
Those bandits won't trouble you anymore.
Why? Are they dead?
They picked a fight with the wrong guy.
Thank Innos. Here, it isn't much, but I want you to have it. I'll tell the others about this.
Now, those bottles of wine are really important for us right now, because we're gonna have another quest with them. But we're getting to the end of the video, and I think at Lobart's farm, this is the perfect moment to save the game. Actually, not there. Let's save it here. Lobart's farm. Yep. Now, okay, I'm gonna see you guys in the next episode, and damn, that is a beautiful, beautiful night sky, isn't it? Starry. Yep. So, gonna see you guys in the next video, and I want to wish you all a wonderful day. And if it's gonna be one of those bad days, I hope you have the strength and wisdom to overcome it. Like and subscribe and all that jazz if you really want to support the channel. You can always buy me a coffee or visit my Patreon. Anything helps, guys, at this point. So, take care of yourselves, and remember, the most important story in life is your own. Cheers, guys.